told you yesterday, BoxRec switched you over to inactive, so that's nail in the coffin right there.
It's getting more and more real.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more real.
The feedback has been like 50-50. People were like, great, great career, congratulations. Other people were like, yo, come on, just give us one more, kind of like you said with Andre Ward. But you're retired, so.
All right, so just, am I the only boxer that's doing a podcast?
I would assume so.
I believe so. Or
anything like, speaking a lot, especially like post-fight type stuff. Like you get post-fight from fighters and things like that, but week after the fight is like nothing but reflection.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, that's all my week has been. Reflection on everything I could have done, everything I should have done, the way the fight ended. Very anticlimactic, I feel, the way the fight ended in a lot of ways. Or at least for me, when I reflect on what I could have done, to not be put in that situation, to have made the fight more competitive, even in my mind, where a lot of people were saying the fight was definitely competitive. I wanted it to be even more competitive. We're watching some great fights last night, and the only thing I could think of
Crawford-Porter too.
The only thing I could think of was my fight was supposed to be exciting like this. And I think that the magnitude of my fight, like where we both are and things like that, I think made it exciting. Yeah. But I felt like there was more action last night through the course of the 7 fights that we watched.
Now I feel not guilty, but I feel better about having said multiple times Crawford-Porter. Because I kept saying going down the fight of the year.
I don't know if you recognize, but every time you said it, like I really confirmed what you were saying, because the whole night I'm just that's me. Like I'm a very reflective person, and then even beyond that, I'm very competitive to the point where I'm like, now I'm putting my fight next to the other fights that are happening and the fights that did happen and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, damn,
Still retired.
Only 1 week is full-fledged media. He's already criticizing his own fight.
Yeah.
See, you are that quick. No.
As a professional.
Do you think, will that stuff, make it hard not to come back when you reassess things and second guess? And
you know what? I don't think that it's gonna make it hard. I just think it's very, very funny, and y'all know how into movies I am. The movie that really defines kind of where I've been, literally for the last 10 years. Bad Boys 2. I love the movie. Will Smith comes in the house. This is after Martin told him he's putting in his transfer papers. Yeah. He says, "So you serious about this transfer thing, huh?" Martin looks at him and says, "I got to do what's best for my family." Will says, "Man, you've been quitting for 10 years. I just thought that was how you handle this shit." I've been handling this shit for 10 years. I've been quitting, for 10 years, and I've been pushing forward. I've been looking past whatever negative things were in my way, or whatever I was feeling mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. And I knew as I was getting to this point that this was gonna be it. So, when you say, "Hey man, any chance we'll see you back?" I'm gonna say 90% no. But on the other side of that, I will say
that's a big ass 10%.
I'm gonna say 90% no. And my wife would probably want me to say 99%.
I would also like to say 99.
But I really don't think that I think that I've played my cards right. And I think that even from a standpoint of me announcing a retirement, I think that was done the best way it could have been done as well, So, kind of here we are. I keep hearing people say, happy retirement, all this kind of stuff. It's like, damn, I didn't I guess some of us only retire one time from a job that we've done forever. You know what I mean? So Ant didn't
retire either.
No, Ant's apologies from Ant. He why the hell would you go out of town for a holiday?
Guy's living it, man.
It would be different if you're going out of town to visit family.
Yeah.
I don't. Did he say where he was at?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He had to get the hood pass from Barack to make sure he was good.
Right.
He's in New York City, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And New York is like a big deal for Thanksgiving, right? They do the Thanksgiving parade.
Yeah, the Macy's Day
I was
Parade.
about to say, is it still the Macy's parade? So yeah, that's where he is. I sent the message. I'm like, yo, you be back, right? And in my mind, he said yeah when he actually said no. So if you miss an ant, it's on him.
My voice garbage. I apologize. I failed you.
I can try to do some of the things he would do. See if Fimo Lopez need to retire. I'm just kidding. That's my exaggerated version.
I'll mix in a table slap at some point.
Yeah.
Let's get to it though, man. I thought last night was fantastic. And again, man, I that part of me will never go. That part of me will never be void where I won't be looking at a fighter or fights, wondering or thinking about myself in the ring, you know. So definitely was the case last night. If you didn't know, a lot of fighters win, lose, or draw, we're still thinking about, you know, the whole process even of the camp and how the fight played out, so on and so forth. So, you know, even though I am retired, I'm still very much so in a fighting mind right now, you know.
Yeah,
To start on zone.
I was going to close on
go
you reflecting real quick. And I mentioned it earlier with the second guessing, but because of how the fight ended in terms of the talks of your preparation after the fight, is it going to be hard for you to not say, well, what if I would have had the camp of my life? That in particular, is that going to be hard for you to not come back to the ring because of that reason?
You know, I thought about that a few times. And what justifies it for me is how many, not only big fights that I've been in, but hard fights that I've been in. This wasn't the first hard fight for me. This was the first hard fight for me that ended the way that it ended. So this stuff is hard, to say the least. This stuff is hard, and you know, as we continue on, this being the last fight, we'll have more moments when we'll talk about it, and I'm gonna definitely open up about some other things as we go. I don't really want to keep people, you know,
It's a tease.
I don't want to tease people, you know, but I just, you know, I feel
Stay
like
tuned next week.
the further we get away from it, I think that people will be able to accept certain things that are said or done about it or whatever. But, you know, to say the least, it's a hard sport, and I did for a long time. I gave it my all, you know, so that's what makes it easy to kind of move forward. It's like, even in that last one, no, I didn't train the way that I've always trained. But when I can reflect on how I've always trained and understood why I didn't want to do the swimming. My dad, one day, he wanted me to go from doing, I think we did like 9 rounds of sparring, 10 rounds of sparring, 24-hour fitness. He wanted me to run on the treadmill. Then he wanted me to swim. And that's been my life. The life has always been, you run long distance on the days you spar, but you also swim on the days you spar, so that you don't swim the day before you spar, so that, you know, your punching ain't what you want it to be. So it's been a heavy workload. But as you can see, it got me where I wanted to go, and it got me everything that I got, and the way I was able to perform in every fight. You know, even if you're looking at that, you say, man, yeah, you were overtraining. Why'd your dad overtrain you like that? Look at the footsteps. I mean, like, everything we did, my dad felt it was all necessary and there was purpose behind it. I feel the same way.
Feels like you guys should just do one of those underwater treadmills and spar at the same time.
Right.
Just get it all done.
Get it all at once. Yeah.
That's efficiency.
It did look like you were relieved and happy it was all over. Your career. I imagine 30 years of training and fighting. Watching that awful Browns-Lions game, you look relieved.
Here's another crazy one.
I also felt like I went through a boxing career at that point.
Here's another crazy one. I've only felt relief in 2 fights. And then I did feel relief in this fight at the post-fight press conference when I made the announcement of my retirement. When the fight with Keith Thurman, when that last bell rang, I was like, whew. And then I saw him put his hands up. I said, I can put my hands up too. I was tired. I went back to the corner and I put my hands down like this. My dad said, sit up. And I stood up, you know what I mean? Like, my dad has always been about body language and stuff like that. And then the other one, Andre Berto, that was one of the like most physical fights that I've been in. And I remember when I finally stopped him, like, I walked And I just stood there I was like, I'm so glad this fight is over. You know, we go through a lot. And I think that everybody, you guys benefit from what we do. I'm not saying we don't love what we do. I'm just saying it's hard, you know, and we all get there different ways. You know what I mean? So I got there my way. Bud has gotten there the way that he's gotten there. I'm sure it's not the way that I've gotten there. I know Bud personally, so I know he pushes his team. My team pushes me, you know what I mean? So we're all different, and, you know, we all hope to get to success. And another part of this podcast is going to be trying to help other guys get the success that I had and more. You know, I never look at any fighter and hope that they were any less successful than myself. I want every young fighter out there to be even more successful than I was. Two belts, I'm proud of that. I want other fighters to win 5, 6, 7, whatever their aspirations are. I want them to reach them. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's.
This is the Porterweight Podcast. This is Anthony Brenagh, and this is Carson Merk. Tell them what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms.
Subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do it. Let's do it again. All right.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Porterweight Podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're going to do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porterweight.